Have you ever wondered why nonprofits, often seen as champions of charitable causes, engage in lobbying? It's not just about pushing for policies, it's about speaking up for the communities they serve, advocating for justice, and driving systemic change. A charity doesn't have to limit itself to helping the victims of bad policies. It can also work to fix those policies before they create more problems. But how does lobbying fit into a nonprofit's mission? And why do some organizations dive deep into this often misunderstood practice? I'm Matt Cherry, Chief Strategy Officer at My Nonprofit Advisors. Today, we're exploring the critical role lobbying plays in the nonprofit world, from amplifying marginalized voices to influencing public policy. We'll uncover the top reasons why nonprofits lobby, how it benefits the communities they serve, and the real impact it has on shaping a better world. Think of starting a nonprofit like choosing the right vehicle for a journey. You have a couple of model plans to choose from: a 501c3 or a 501c4 organizations. The names refer to the tax code which defines how nonprofits can operate. A 501c3 organization is like a popular family car. It's favored because it allows you to do a bit of everything. But because supporters get a tax deduction for donating 501c3s, many people assume a C3 can't discuss policy or lobby. But in fact, it can, at least up to a point. Just like a family car can handle a bit of off roading. You see, a 501c3 can indeed work to affect legislation. In fact, it is often part of a 501c3's mission: educate the public and elected officials about policy issues. However, this lobbying has to be only a small part of its overall efforts, no more than 20%. And yes, some rules apply to this lobbying, but they are manageable and nothing to fear. But what if your organization's mission requires more robust advocacy efforts? This is where 501c4 comes into play. Think of a 501c4 as an SUV built for rugged terrain. It can dedicate 100% of its resources to public policy work. However, this comes at a cost. Its donors don't get a tax deduction. But for organizations deeply committed to advocacy, this trade off can be well worth it. In fact, many 501c3s will have a closely allied 501c4 organization so that donors can support a cause with tax deductible donations and also non tax deductible gifts. Many marginalized communities struggle to have their voices heard in the corridors of power. They are pushed to the margins by louder voices and more powerful interests. This is part of what makes them marginalized. And this is where nonprofit lobbying becomes crucial. Through strategic lobbying, nonprofits can bring the concerns of these communities to the forefront, ensuring that their needs are addressed in public policies. This not only empowers these groups, but also fosters a more inclusive society. For instance, nonprofits focused on disability justice can use lobbying to push for laws that address systemic inequalities. They meet with legislators, organize grassroots campaigns, and mobilize public support, all aimed at creating lasting change. For many nonprofits, the core of their mission is to create a better world. And sometimes this means influencing public policy to align with their values and goals. Successful lobbying can lead to the enactment of policies that not only support the nonprofit's mission, but also provide tangible benefits to the communities they serve. It's about shaping the world to match the organization's ideals. And lobbying isn't just about one off campaigns. It's also about building long term relationships with policymakers. These relationships allow nonprofits to have a consistent voice in policy discussions, ensuring that their perspectives are considered over time. It also helps build trust and credibility, making it easier to advocate for future causes. In fact, nonprofits often work closely with legislators to draft bills or provide expert testimony on issues within their area of focus. Legislators want to hear from the communities they are trying to help, and nonprofits can provide that community input and expertise. Lobbying also plays a key role in holding governments accountable, particularly when it comes to equitable resource allocation. Nonprofits use lobbying to ensure that government funds are distributed fairly and that policies do not harm vulnerable populations. By advocating for transparency and equity, they help create a more just society. Finally, one of the most powerful aspects of nonprofit lobbying is its role in protecting and expanding rights. Whether fighting for civil liberties, environmental justice, or access to healthcare, nonprofits use lobbying to advocate for laws that protect these basic rights. Lobbying allows nonprofits to be powerful agents of change, ensuring that their missions resonate not just in their communities, but across the nation and the world. If you believe in the power of advocacy and want to support the work of nonprofits, we're here to help. Together, we can shape a better world. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more insights, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.